And that is Jacob Stroud on number 10 after he was out of DNF in the Formula 2 race. Not sure whether he crashed or just parked up. So a mixture of interesting bikes here. Listen out for the 450cc triples where people either leave their piston or put a counterweight on there of the 600cc 4 cylinders and adjust it and just disable the fuel injection on one cylinder. Though Yamaha, there's Hondas out there sometimes, and Suzuki's. Suzuki's and Yamaha seem to be the fastest at times, and this is what Nathan Diprose is riding, a Suzuki there, and that is one of these 3-cylinder ones. A twin-cylinder SV650. This bike is eligible in its in a reasonably modified form for the Pro Twin class, but of course Gavin Veltmeyer's mate, he's hotted us right up there to be a powerful weapon in the superlight class here. Having a look at the qualifying time, heck, look out for the, well, I wouldn't say a newcomer, where is he? Can't actually find him. Jason Easton, right at the back of the field, did not qualify. Jason Easton, many times, he's still got lap records around the countryside, many times Formula 3 Superlight champion. Has been out of action for about 5 years, just doing other things with his life. Got a new mid-speed titanium muffler on his bike, and I think from memory, this bike is carrying a it's Tickcraft 550. I think it's a Yamaha YZF 450 Supermoto motor. So there it is, Nathan Diprose, first time down the front straight, and hammer and tongs going it at it there. 3 bikes there, second place Gavin Veltmeyer, Ashley Payne. There, equally at home on a classic bike. He was here at the Classics a few weeks ago on a V4 Honda. Unfortunately that expired, and had some wins at Wanganui. Has number 72 Ashley Payne. Going back into 4th place, it's Jacob Stroud on one of the most exotic bikes we've seen in New Zealand, the Kramer. Was struggling last weekend with front end issues. Radar Cullen took the forks back to Australia to try and alter them in that. And he had a washout in one of the Formula 3 races there at Taupo, did Jacob Stroud, but back in action, so hopefully he's on fire. There it is, Jason Easton's come. I think that's Jason Easton tackling him. It is indeed on the 11th bike, so he would have started off the back row of the grid, getting no qualifying time on this little Tickcraft machine, so he's up there now in 5th place there. So what do we got in terms of lap times? I won't discuss those because it's the first lap, and that includes a standing start, so we won't do that. This is, I think, an 8-lap race. We're just going to go through to the second page of the program. Remember, people, the program is eligible for, suitable for Wanganui as well. 8 laps, yes. You can see a list on each class here. It's got the name, the city or country, the bike. It's got T, MF or CC. You can see T is for Taupo, MF is for Manfeild, and CC. And if it's got Y in there, these guys are competing, and girls, of course, are competing at this particular meeting. So Nathan Diprose out in the front there. Looking out, the lap records are 107.046. We're running around in the 111s. That's quite a bit. Damon Rees holds the Formula 2 lap record. Would have set it here at the Suzuki Series. The difference between Super Sport 600s is they've got to run treaded road leading tyres. They're soft as anything. But in the Formula 2 class, they are eligible to run slick. So Nathan Diprose has got a lead of possibly 2 seconds ahead of Gavin Veltmeyer, both Auckland-based boys. Wanganui Ashley Payne in 3rd place. Foxon from Jason Easton up there into 4th place. Jacob Stroud there have swapped positions with Jason Easton. Paul Hammond, Richard Markham Barrett on bike number 7. Huge save there last weekend. Had a fallen rider in front of him, had to nose it up there, probably up to about 60 degrees. Great set of photos on the Internaughty this week of his near crash. That's Richard Markham Barrett. Jordan Burley there had a crash last weekend on bike number 38. He's back out in action now. I think he might be running number 3 this weekend. I just have to check when Jordan Burley comes through there. Jordan Burley, yeah, this is probably him coming along the front straight. Had a crash coming through turn 13 and 14. He's running the number 3. It does say he is running number 38 there. So 65, Ben Rosendale. Matt Dunlop and Liam Underwood in 10th spot. Scotty Finlay, Kieran O'Neill, Glenn Henderson, Uriah Ryken. Ashley Payne's out of action somewhere. Ashley Payne, his bike's expired, or he's had a crash. I can't see any yellow flags up at the track, so Ashley Payne is out of action there. Is that him standing at the end of the front straight? No. It's we go into turn 1 and his bike is parked up on the outside of Toyota and he's just next to it, so that's Ashley Payne out of action. That'll affect his points for the series. So that's moved Jason Easton up into 3rd place. Let's move Jason Easton up to 3rd place. He's running around at a 112.7, 112.3 for Gavin Veltmeyer in 2nd place, a 111.383, so a full second quicker. Nathaniel Diprose on the 88 machine out in the front. You can see him now coming onto the front straight as he winds that 3-cylinder Suzuki up. And in behind him, Gavin Veltmeyer from Coleman's K Road. doing the business. No Lee Tidman. Lee Tidman had a qualifying crash last weekend and sustained quite a few minor injuries. So look at that. The battle is on for third and fourth place. Jacob Stroud's come back into it, and Jacob Stroud went through in third place by just 12 thousandths of a second. Bike number 10 and bike number 11, you can see them coming out of the Toyota corner. Jason Stroud in the front, but here comes Jason Easton on the lighter bike, up on the inside, passes it with ease. Wow, it's an incredible pass there. Jason Easton knocked it on a bike for a number of years until last weekend, and you can see that battle going into the hairpin as the lead bike comes down into Higgins. 8 lap races, 4 down. The Tickcraft winds up down the centre straight, so he must have made a mistake somewhere along for Jacob Stroud to get up. But remember, Jacob Stroud's a former New Zealand Formula 3 Superlight champion. He knows what it's like to get out in the front on one of these bikes. He's going to try and reel him in. Those bikes are coming back out of the Higgins corner. Jason Easton on the bike 11, and in the front of those two, and Jacob Stroud there, and behind him on bike number 10. Here comes Nathaniel Diprose through there. Let's have a look at the Formula 1 2-lap record of 107.046. We're way off that. We're running around in the 110s. So, oh, actually, I'm looking at the wrong lap record. Sorry, we've got a lap record. The lap record was Green Scatchel, 111.146. Apologies, folks. 110.834 for Nathaniel Diprose. So a lap record for Nathaniel Diprose in that in the Superlight class. Brought to you by Bike Talk in Tamarinu. Here comes Jordan Burley through there on the number 3 bike, followed closely, I think, by Ben Rosendow on 65. Matty Dunlop. Some of these bikes are only spec'd up to be Pro Twin bikes. No Pro Twin class at the Suzuki Series. They will be out in the in force at the New Zealand Superbike Championships. So 5 laps of 8 down there. I could look out and find that lead bike. It looks like he's coming out of Higgins now. That's a style of Nathaniel Diprose. Been very, very sick with some sort of stomach problem this year and still struggling with that. He says the Nationals will be difficult because they're longer races. Right now he's running out of energy in the Formula 3 class, even with just 8 lap races, but hopefully his health improves, the young lad from Auckland, and he gets back out there and can do those longer races, because he's absolutely on fire on number 88 there. 110.834. He slowed to a 113. That's obviously due to back markers. That it might be his fitness, but I'm sure that's something to do with getting through some of those back markers. So Nathaniel Diprose goes through. Gavin Veltmite, Jason Easton in 3rd spot there. Back a little bit, 1.234 seconds to Jacob Stroud. Paul Hammond, Richard Markham Barrett. I'm pretty sure Richard Markham Barrett's on the first of the 2 strokes. I can't hear them up in the commentary box. And we're looking out for number 3, Jordan Burley, neck and neck with Matt Dunlop. There's nothing in it. That'll be about 20 thousandths of a second, if that. What have we got? Well, look at that. How good's that? 20 thousandths of a second. You boys saw that? I didn't guess. I guess, sorry, I put there. I'm going to get a pay rise for this job. No, not really. Thank you very much for the Suzuki Series for helping me out with expenses to get up to these meetings. I stay at the track, but there's always motion lotion to be used. And thank you very much for the Suzuki Series doing that. So 20 thousandths of a second separated across the start-finish line. Jordan Burley and Ben Rosendow. The white flag is ready to come out. Here we go. Nathaniel Diprose comes onto the front straight there. Along, there it is, 88. Takes the white flag there. This is the final lap of the first Formula 3 race for the day. White flag out, so Nathaniel Diprose a 111.84, so obviously it wasn't his health and just slowing down, it was traffic, so he's a little bit up, about a second off his fastest lap, but he's controlling the race here. He's 8.245 seconds ahead of second place. Gavin Veltmire, Jason Easton there in 3rd place. There's about that's a big battle coming on. There's about a second between those 2 bikes. There they are, they're coming out of the Toyota corner. Jacob Stroud and the little wee Tickcraft. Looking out for them on the infield. In fact, where is the Tickcraft? Well, no, there it is, the Tickcraft in behind. So something wrong with this bike of Jason Easton. He's slowing substantially. So this is for the 3rd place on the podium. Already Nathaniel Diprose has got to get round and finish this final lap to take the checkered flag. We're looking out for him. The checkered flag will come out, so something wrong with Jason Easton's little Tickcraft. He's going to have to cruise home just to try and get enough points. He should be all right there. He's about 14. Oh, no, he isn't. He's about 5.834 seconds approximately ahead there. So look at that. All right, I've got to find this lead bike there coming onto the front straight. 88. Nathaniel Diprose cuts through there. as he puts his hand up and slows down there. That's the win for Nathaniel Diprose. Gavin Viltmore on the Black V Twin goes through there in second place. Third place is not there yet. That's a lap at 33. We take third place for Jacob Stroud there, and in fourth place at Tincraft with Jason East on board on the 11 machine. Paul Hammond on number 22 comes through there in fifth place, followed by Richard Markham Barrett on the iTools machine, number 19 on the iTools KTM 690. I did say it was a two-stroke, sorry. He's got a two-stroke that's very, very similar, but this is the four-stroke Bears eligible bike. Richard Markham Barrett on number 19. Jordan Burley, that battle going on. Jordan Burley versus Matt Dunlop. And that was, they were separated by just 66 thousandths of a second, with Burley getting 7th place and Ben Rosendale, sorry, I said it was Matt Dunlop, but it was Ben Rosendale. Matt Dunlop was in 9th place. Kyron O'Neill, followed by Liam Underwood. Scotty Finlay on the little